4, 3, 2, 1. And welcome everybody to the Natural Ones. We are a show of people who like to play Dungeons and Dragons. I never really remember
what an original concept
until I start saying it.
The only show on the internet where people play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, but then it generates content like this.
And they enjoy it.
Yeah. We all enjoy playing this game. It's really fun. We all have.
Everyone else is playing against their will. We're the only people who will tell you that.
They're just trying to appease the algorithm.
Honestly,
we are holding every other D&D game against their will and forcing them to play.
Yep. Just so we can enjoy ourselves.
This.
We're forcing Matt Mercer to break the ice for us. So that we can come along.
I love that we're forcing him to break the ice for us on Thursday nights. Come watch us on Wednesdays. He breaks the ice for us a week before or the day after.
We might not have thought it through entirely.
We're not saying that we're the best show.
But we're not.
We're just saying that we're
good at D&D, not organization. Scheduling.
Or crime. I don't know.
Business.
I assume it's a crime what we're doing.
Holding people against their will? Yeah, I guess.
We're not the best extortionists. We're a lot better at contortion.
Well,
or
thank you for coming,
puntortion.
everybody. What? What?
It was a bad pun on his end, so then I made it a pun.
Was
to
it
say pun torsion?
I don't even know if that was a pun. I guess
It's not
it kind
really
of
a
is.
pun.
You said extra.
Yeah, I'd say it's
fine.
just
It's
vague
a play on
wordplay.
words.
Yeah, it's a play on words, but
Well, so then it was in a way a pun of sorts.
Though puntortion is a great way to describe just like
stretching way too hard.
That's technically a pun.
Yeah, puntortion is like a really it's a great catch-all term for when you like stretch too far for
it's a stretch,
for a pun.
Like you're telling me an N F to this T.
You're telling me an N F to this T? Yeah.
Yeah, right.
My favorite thing about that thread is Tyler's doing a lot of stupid bullshit that doesn't work while everybody else is authentically trying to come up with puns.
It's my MO. What are you talking about? Like that's
You telling me a doggy got that bag?
So we're here to play Dungeons and Dragons, though. Previously, our friends the Mountain Dews had just finished their run against the Knights of the Sapphire Heart, who had been attacking the city of Harrow, and have since made it back to their mansion. Had a kind of a longer discussion with their friends Kalenth and Dracarius about the plans ahead and how and where their next strikes should be. Liam, having previously used a magical ability gifted to him by the Deck of Many Things, has sort of an actionable plan towards the rest of their endeavors. But now it's time to kind of decide what to do. And what had been decided was they would make their way towards Tarot. They would collect some of the things that they were hoping to do, upon that journey. I think last time I said it was going to take like 24 days, and I was way off on my math. Mainly just because I'm terrible at it. I'm bad at jokes and I'm bad at math. So welcome to me. And so it's actually only going to take about around 8 days or 6.5 days, depending on what plan you guys actually go forward with. So like 6.5 is if you take the mansion all the way there. 8 days if you end up asking the Everheart to come help you. Right, so like, because the Everheart goes slower than the mansion itself. Not by much, but just enough over time.
Still bragging rights.
It's enough over time. The Everheart has a maximum speed of like 20 miles an hour, whereas the Mansion has a maximum speed of like 35 miles an hour. So it's like... but what we will open up today is a veritable sort of trove of scenes that kind of happen over at least this first 4 days of the journey to Esosia, just to give you guys a chance to think about if you even want to do the Everheart or if you want to just make the rest of the trip yourself, as well as trying to get some of these things underway. So first off, Setlali. As the morning happens, and you've kind of gone through your morning training, your morning rituals and prayers and the like, you come back from outside, kind of coming in from the front entrance as it sails over the ocean over this morning. You guys have like just hit the ocean as the sun crests, and you come back inside and you find Kalinth. As you've kind of been worried or thinking about it, you wanted to know a little bit more about Queen Dristal, whatever you could find out about her. And as you come up back to the library, this being Dracarius's library, you wanted to see if there was anything there, and you actually come upon Kalinth, who is currently just kind of sifting through a few books. Doesn't seem particularly interested in any one of them, but is just kind of perusing at the moment.
Okay. What are you looking at?
I'm reading some books that I never finished.
Ah, okay. Do you mind if I look through some books as well?
I mean, yes, it's open for everyone, I believe. So, you looking for anything in particular?
Yes. I'm looking for information on the Queen. If we're gonna go find her, I want to be prepared.
He sort of shuts the book. He looked to you and... What do you want to know?
I want to know if she has any weaknesses, and I don't just mean physically, mentally as well, so I guess maybe that's where you might come in.
Please, sit down. You're speaking of a person who is ultimately secretive. She doesn't have these things laying around. What is a weakness going to give you? What's the advantage to that you don't already have?
I don't know, but I'm the kind of person that likes to collect as much information before I go into, if I have the time, before I go into something. And I guess I just want to know that what we're doing is right.
Well, speaking of right, well, what you want to know is if what you're doing is smart. Because right comes down to belief. It's right of me to fight against injustice. It's right for me to steal that apple for my family because we are hungry. What you're actually asking is it smart to go against someone who has the power she has and the troops at her disposal? Is it right? And that is up to your belief. Is it smart? Well, no. It will never be. It's kind of what makes this fun. It's why we have her on the ropes. She... Let me tell you something about my mother. She is a person who will devour every bit of knowledge of the thing before making even the slightest decision on it. And she has no ability to improvise. She cannot fathom a world that doesn't follow her command. That's her weakness. Things that fall out of place don't make sense to her. Or people.
Well, honestly, that's perfect.
It should be. There are many things you could learn of her. The way she stopped Elena Stad's advances for years. Single strokes of pen. The thing to understand is that she commands a great deal of power and influence. There will be some shadow striking necessary. Calling her out in front of a people isn't going to do anything. It will need to be clandestine.
You say we, and I have to ask, can we trust you to help us?
You can trust that my interest aligns with yours heavily. Can you trust me? No more than I can trust you. Once she's gone, and believe me, that is the end that I seek. Perhaps you and I will have differences that are irreconcilable. But I'm not worried about that yet.
Me neither. Besides, I know what it feels like to want to kill your mother. Not yours specifically, but you get what I'm saying.
I do. Is there a reason? Is there a reason you haven't done so?
That would require going back home. And while I ironically suggested that we park the house where I am from, I don't personally want to go back.
Well, is that avoidance? Is that strength? I suppose that's really what your journey is about, isn't it? The resilience to not need it anymore, or the fear that returning will end something. I just think that you should think about it as well.
Oh, I
Create your
have.
power.
It's not a strength, though. It's definitely a weakness, and I am not stupid enough to not admit that. But we all have to have them, don't we?
We all have them. Having to have them. No. We will always have weaknesses. We will always be limited by our own station, our own wherewithal, our own diligence, willpower, whatever it is. We will be limited. But the lie you're telling yourself is that you have to have a weakness. No. You can get rid of it. Just depends on how much you think it's important. To me, my weakness is rage. Revenge. I see no other course of action. I have tried everything to rid myself of it, and there is nothing left for me. So on I go. I sit in your library. Consider that as you move towards your home. And he opens the book and starts reading again.
I leave.
We cut away to the courtyard. Nameless, you are just about to begin your journey in school that day. This is going to be your first official day of class, and you've decided to kind of spend a morning in peace out on the courtyard. The wind rushing by, the smell of the salt water careening up, and you have taken this moment. The cubs are actually at this point. They're not fully grown for sure, but they're definitely not they're not pups anymore. They're bigger. They're taking up a bit more space, and the foxes are also kind of moving around. This space has actually opened up a great deal more. You actually have a lot more room for these things to happen, and you're kind of placed over by the yew tree currently, and Panther sits next to you as you're kind of just enjoying a morning meditation kind of thing.
I go to school today. I don't think you should come with me.
He kind of just looks up at you. I guess I understand. Sort of pouts on the floor.
I don't mean it personally, but you did just, have a big fight with the devil. And maybe you want to rest.
I think we're always going to have big fights. Anytime you're fighting for your life, that's big.
Yeah, but you almost lost yours. And I know that might take a little while to get over, physically and emotionally. Are you okay? I should ask.
Yeah. It's weird. I got taken down. And, the strangest feeling was it felt peaceful. And I felt good. I felt good because I fought for something. Stopped running. It's a very different life. You want to know what I've reflected on? That's one. There are many things I regret. And I can't say that I'm happy all the time. How these things have played out. Realizations of what I've done to our family. But for once, I feel like I've finally learned from that life. I'm just proud to be here now. And I won't lie, I'll be worried. You have to go. So, it's fine.
I mean, maybe you could come with me, but you could, like, not be in the classroom with me. I just think people might think it's weird if you're there.
So you are embarrassed then.
Oh, I'm not embarrassed. It's more I've always had someone looking out for me my whole life, even if I didn't know it. And it's a little scary for me, but this is the first time I think I'm doing something by myself. I mean, I have a teacher, but I know that now. I picked him, kind of.
I love that the kind of is like, he's the only teacher that teaches the thing I want. So I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
But, I had a choice.
I also didn't know any of the other teachers.
It's so good.
But as long as you're okay. Maybe you could go to school too.
They have pet trainers.
I think it's good that you'll be doing something for yourself. Not for me. Or your mother. Or Herrick. It's for you.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, yes. But I had a childhood friend. I don't know if you remember me ever talking about Nyx, but I did have them. And it turned out that they were kind of like more than just a wolf. And anyways, they basically told me that it's like destiny that I kill Arwen. Or fight Arwen. Hopefully I'll kill her.
We'll wait. We'll just throw the stupid ones at her first, and then we'll be good.
What?
I was trying to humor. I was trying to say we use our friends to just,
Oh,
distract her or whatever.
I thought you knew something that... Okay.
Well, I do know something.
I'm glad to
we could just throw our friends at her, and then we would definitely have an advantage.
Yes. That is true. I'm glad to see that you're feeling like you can joke. Sort of.
Well, I'm glad you thought it was funny.
I did.
Okay.
I also know I have been not nice to you. But I found that I still cared when you got hurt. And I don't think I'll ever not care. So I will try harder to be nicer.
I'm not gonna force it. You be as nice as you need to be.
Well, no one really needs to be nice. It's just nice.
Right.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go to school now.
I'll go with you. I'll wait outside then.
Okay. You can maybe they have like school memorabilia.
You're gonna put me in one of those shirts, aren't you?
I am.
I thought the tie was enough. I thought we stopped there.
I think it'll give you a more collegiate look.
Proud parent of.
Animal House! Animal House!
All right, go ahead and make me your first as you're going into the class and having to kind of like absorb the lessons of the day. We're gonna be making
Intelligence.
spell checks on this. You're gonna need to succeed on 4 spell checks to advance to the point where you can learn the spell that you're trying to create.
They're gonna make her do intelligence
Yikes.
checks.
No, I didn't say it was.
That would
intelligence
suck.
I know, but at least
I'm
like,
not very smart.
4 intelligence checks.
Sorry. That's like just the what am I? Just a D20 plus the 9.
Yeah. I'd say.
Is it just the modifier or the spell attack?
I think it's going to be a modifier.
That's-
It's
Okay.
because you're going beyond your reach. So even though you have proficiency in spells and stuff like that, you have proficiency in spells that you've mastered. This is an unmastered spell. We'll put it at just wisdom.
Just the modifier, so plus 5 then.
Yeah, just +5.
Cool. Just one, you said, or how many?
You can only do 1 check a day, but you have to succeed
Okay.
on 4 of them.
Guidance.
Is that cheating in school if I do that?
Somebody uses guidance during a pop quiz. Is that how that's cheating?
I mean, it's a magic school. You would think using
Oh, you're
Or will
muted,
he
magic.
be
Miles. I want to
impressed?
hear it though. Or you were muted, buddy. I didn't. We didn't hear. Oh, yeah.
It's a magic school. You'd think using magic to help would be. That's all.
It's good. It's good.
Well, I'd say it's not okay. Guidance
not
is
okay?
ability checks.
Oh.
Ability checks and saving throws, I believe. Or no, it's just ability checks.
It's just
Yeah.
ability checks.
Attacks and saving throws is bless.
Give me 2 more seconds to think about it. Using magic to learn magic. I'm gonna say no.
That's fair. I feel like that would be cheating, but
It's not cheating by like the school standards necessarily. It's just that it's like you would be opening up your mind through magic. So it's like,
Uh-oh.
Basically, once the guidance is done, how would you
no.
keep it? I don't know. I'm trying to think about it. What's the number?
7.
Oh, no.
It's a rough first day of school for Nameless, guys. It is.
Panther's coming with me next time.
It is not a situation that you've ever been in. It's a lot of loud noise. It's a lot of people coming in and out, and you're trying to listen to the thing, and he's talking in long phrases and all these other things, and you're like, I guess I get it. Sure. We move forward to Philip. You have kind of spent part of your morning to try to, like, get ready, and you realize, oh, shoot, I need to talk to my dad.
Yeah.
And you head to the mirror, ring him up. Okay, I don't know if you're going to do anything. Okay. No, that's no.
My favorite sandwich is peanut butter and jelly. I'd like to talk to Frankenelli. Like, Chelsea at first, like, didn't know why I said
How
that.
are you better at this than Nameless?
I spent all day thinking about it.
What?
Fair. Mine are
Rhyming
more
is a
in the moment.
charisma.
He's got
Based
a,
ability.
yeah, he's got a charisma
So,
of 20. Like, that's why.
I'm actually
Dang
a poet.
it!
I'm actually a poet. You're just too mean to notice.
You were just too mean to know it.
To know it.
Oh! Yeah. So, or to note it would have been great too. As it comes up, you see. Oh!
Oh, this is an ability that we have. I wouldn't worry about it. It's actually me.
You see that he's like currently seated on a porcelain throne. Uh-huh. It's just,
So, I just wanted to let you know. Well, first off, there haven't been any more, Sapphire Heart coming by, have there?
no. We've been good.
Okay. Well, there shouldn't be anymore. Also, you should be able to get your money back. It will be in a cart roughly around this area, describing around where they set up to ambush me.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
I like the idea that they have not only toilets but toilet paper.
For the audience at home, for the audience listening to the podcast, Tyler is miming grabbing a few sheets of toilet paper off of the roll.
And I've covered my eyes.
That sounds good, son. Thank you. That's very helpful. I'll make sure that we send a couple of people out there and grab our stuff.
Alright, good. Well, you seem a little busy.
I could talk. It's fine.
Yeah, if you do have any... Like I said, there shouldn't be any more issues with the Sapphire Heart. But if there are, just let me know. Hopefully it's all taken care of.
I will send a message.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
I'm gonna let you get back to business.
It's already done.
Oh, alright. Well, it's a good thing. It's a good thing these are mostly waist up.
As the call cuts out. There you go. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you. That's exactly what I wanted out of that scene. exactly what I was hoping for.
The last time you two had a scene together too, it's so heartfelt and it's like so beautiful. And then the next, it's just that.
Well, it's like I was gonna be thinking like, oh, what happened? We killed him. You what? Like, I was expecting some shit like that. Instead, it's just like, well, we need to wrap this up as quickly as possible.
Well, I just wanted to see what Philip would do in that situation. I would have imagined. Like,
Why
Philip...
is that what you think about? You spend a lot of time thinking like, I want to see him. I want him to see his dad taking a shit.
I just wanted to put you in a weird situation. That was more of what it was.
Day 2.
Day 2, everyone.
Day number 2.
Day 2.
Chelsea's losing her mind.
She's like, oh!
He did it! He did it!
Oh, cool!
Every time you said do, I also repeated the word do, so you were saying doo-doo in my head.
I guarantee there's probably one that slipped through the mic.
I was hoping she was doing that, but while muted, so it'll be a nice little surprise for you when you're editing.
I don't think I said it out loud. It was more like a... But I might have.
Well,
Sorry.
no, we'll find out.
I'll dub it in. I'll just take that one sample you saying do right there and just put it in.
Dump it. Dump it in.
Once again, Tyler, thank you for the dump.
So,
Day 2.
Day 2. Liam, you've kind of spent the first day helping Hellpike kind of get the forge up to speed and up to the proper temperature. You guys have been smelting the ore for that entire first day.
Yeah, but who dealt it?
Now I do regret it. Now that this has become what it is.
Welcome to the shit episode, everybody.
It's like the jumping the shark. When I saw Frank Canelli on the toilet, that's when I knew the show all went downhill from there.
Dumping the shark.
Dumping the shart. Alright, it's been nice, y'all. See ya.
Welcome to the Natural Twos.
All natural.
Oh, God.
Damn it. Fucking hell.
Superior comedy here.
God damn it, it's so stupid.
You want to see Critical Role do this?
They do, though.
Yeah, but I don't see it. I don't.
Yeah, but I don't see it.
They're just breaking the ice for us, though.
That's right.
Oh. Oh, God.
They're just priming the seat. So,
Keeping it warm.
yeah. Liam, you've been working with Hellpike. The actual timeline on making the Hellpike itself is going to take around 7 days of actual smithing. The first day really is just getting it down to again, smelting it down, and then the other 6 days are forming the metal, forming it into its mold, and sort of piecing it out. And then the last day, the last day and a half, 2 days are all of the etching and all of the bindings and all these other things. So the main time that he's going to need the hammers are these first 4 days. So from day 2, day 3, and day 4, he's going to need your hammers. And technically on day 5, right? So that's something you already understand. And has kind of been part of your rhetoric for the week. So all I need is the two of you to make a Smith's Tools check for the day.
His worst one.
Let's go ahead and Flash of Genius this.
Yeah. There's no reason not to.
Yeah.
It's like the only thing we're going to do today.
So that's going to be 23.
23. Okay. All right. Well, he rolled a 27. So
Ha, eat shit, Liam.
not what I was trying to go for, but sure. He's rolled really well. So yeah, between the two of you, this day, it's weird. Like, you have worked with your dad in the forge. You have worked with maybe a couple other people in a smithy before, but this is precision at work. This is a guy who every hit matters, and it's calculated and it's exact. And you're seeing his form, and it's one of those things where he doesn't waste time. Like, every single piece is maybe spent. He spends so much diligence in getting this working properly that what you're actually able to effectively help him with, you're not like slow by any stretch of the imagination. You're keeping pace, but you can tell that this is some practiced thing that he's looked at this schematic, because that's the other thing that you guys are doing. This thing is in like 8 different pieces, like as the mold dictates. And so what you're seeing is that he has probably done this thing 10 times. Like, he's tried to, like, you get the sense that, like, he said that he's never been able to complete this thing, but you get the sense that he's done the mechanics of how this thing works a lot, to the point where it's just more second nature. As you guys get to kind of a lull in the day, and you guys are kind of resting for a quick meal and some water or whatever you would drink in the middle of the day.
Gatorade.
Okay, they're not playing the Winnie the Pooh baseball game. They don't need.
Not shot.
Not shot.
He looks to you and he says, "You do good work."
Thanks. You too.
Those hammers are making all the difference. You two have kind of been splitting the two for the work involved.
Yeah.
He's like,
Glad they could help. They've certainly been useful to me over the years, but it's nice getting to put them to proper use like this.
proper use is the right word, yeah. I have to know. Where'd you get them?
Family heirloom. Passed to my dad, from his dad to me.
Where'd he get them?
I don't know. Does Liam know? I don't.
I to say it this way, I'd give you liberty right now. But he does know. Like, it would be a story that his grandpa told him.
I mean, there's a lot of stories that Grandad would tell around the fire when asked. I know which story my dad thinks is probably the truth, but honestly can't be certain. I don't know a lot about where they're from, so sometimes they were a reward given to him for service while he was serving with the knights. Other times he found them. A lot of times it was just whatever story seemed most exciting to him at that moment. I suppose if I knew more about them themselves, it'd be easier to figure out which pieces of a story are truth. But Dad kind of always treated him like a gift horse. Eh? Have him, glad for him.
What's the but?
I don't know. I think part of me the way my family's put these hammers to use, it's where we take our name. I feel like if I knew where these hammers came from, it's a double sided hammer. It's knowing could be useful and could could enrich the story, the heritage, the sense of identity we get from them. Could bolster that. Could also take it, having our family name come from the use of these tools. Knowing too much about where they came from could tarnish that. So it's not something I ever look too much into.
Kind of takes the one he's been working with, lifts it up, flips to the bottom side of the handle, and flips open the latch that kind of keeps it from its, and on the inside is a little etching that you've known was there. And it has... He kind of takes it and he says, they were crafters, unique to their kind. Rising stars. Proteges of my family. The Bavarsh. He closes the... We slaved months for a hammer. Making them exact, making them everything they needed to be. They were to be that family's ticking. These are the hammers that were going to make them a name. More notable. But, as with all things in the car, it was taken from them. My family had already lost its stature. And, they lost their... they just... Rula Khan used them to gain favor, they said. So they moved on to the next thing. Slaved away on something else. A few decades later, they're gone. And then you show up. And you're wearing. These were made for exactly what we're doing. But the Bavarsh took them and made them their own. Made them something more. I was selfish. myself. Doesn't matter. Point is, show me you deserve it. Keep doing what you're doing. Because they deserve better than a selfish dwarf or a greedy family. Okay. Alright, let's start. He gets back up, ready to go. And Philip has been kind of in and out trying to help over these past 2 days in the realm of, like, you've had some concerns.
It's been like hovering outside the door, making sure nothing's going wrong.
Yep. As you kind of are watching them work in the space, do you mind making me a wisdom saving throw?
Oh, it's specifically me that's having problems with it. Okay. 17.
Oh god, that's right, you get such a good wisdom saving throw.
Yep. Eat shit.
Okay.
Okay, well, the DC's just gone up.
Noticing that the forge and the two men working in it are set to go, you go ahead and you step out, making your way to the college, kind of walking with Nameless as she's off to her second day at school.
Oh, right.
And Nameless, do you want to go ahead and give me your spell check for the day? So again, just +5.
I rolled all the dice to see which would be the best one. I did not roll well on any of them.
It's okay. Guys.
19!
Nice! All together?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I thought you were saying, like, oh, I rolled a 19. And that's what I was trying to...
I rolled over a 10 for the first time this entire day, and I've rolled 7
That is a
times.
success, though. Like, for whatever it is, maybe it was just the additional pep talk or something that Panther gave you for day 2. You're feeling like you're acclimating to the environment, and it's easier to absorb. And maybe there's also even an additional 5 minutes after the class that you're like talking to the professor and saying like, hey, I don't understand what that word means. What does it mean? And he's like, oh, it means this. And you're like, oh, right. Okay, then that's what you would do. Okay, all right, yes. So that is one success for you.
Thank you, Professor.
I don't know why that makes me feel weird, but it does.
First I was like, why am I going to college? Like,
Yeah.
oh, wait, right. Okay.
Philip on the walk over there. Wait a minute.
Wait, why am I going to
Am I
college?
going to school? It's like, am I having a nightmare right now?
Not
I
again!
didn't bring pants.
It's like, yeah, why didn't you bring pants? Oh, this is reality? Shit. Worse.
I heard not wearing pants makes you braver.
It means that you're showing off to the rest of the kids.
Look at these scams.
It's just a bunch of grandmas. Look at those games. You head up to the top, heading for Barlow's office.
Yes.
As you give the secretary is sort of
If he's on the toilet, I'm gonna kick your ass.
he's in the men's room. You can go if you want.
Unbelievable. They still have gendered bathrooms here.
Letting into the office, Barlow seems to kind of just be enjoying a tea and kind of just a moment reflection as you walk in. Just, Hello.
Hi.
Good to see you. It's been quite a while.
It has. A lot has happened. which is actually why I wanted to talk to you. You remember the first thing we did when we got to Sestead?
Yes, you broke into my. Oh well, that was someone else. But
That
yes,
was someone else entirely. No, it was back. It was before the streams. But it was
I thought you said you didn't want to go into the bathroom.
the Zealots of the Veil. You remember?
Yes. Yes, quite a while now. Some months ago.
We're pretty sure we know what they're up to, what they were trying to do now, and
Well, I thought we figured that out. Yes, they were attempting to do something with our Mirstone, hence our current relationship.
yes, we found out what they're trying to do with the stones. We also found out that they weren't the entire organization. If anything, they were an arm. This might take a while. I'm gonna sit down and I'm going to just kind of go over everything we know regarding
Sure.
our.
I almost made you roll to see like
if I can remember everything.
how well you tell it, like how long it takes you to do it. But
Storyteller's gotta be a charisma check, though.
Yeah, I don't want to make everybody sit through an entire recap
No, I
of
get
the
that.
last
I
40
get that.
episodes.
So he's like absorbing it all, and by the time you reach the end, he's
So essentially, I think extra care needs to be taken that the stone beneath the city is protected. We're trying to make a move on, as far as we can tell, the person who is behind all this. That said, there might be more that we aren't aware of yet. And also, I cannot stress enough, even more than ever, it's important that we make sure that we don't go to war with Bovasia. They're trying to push it. The same people are behind the war between Ololia and Britannia.
what you say is true, then the Queen of Bovasia wants what we have.
Yes, but if you openly engage in her, if you openly engage in war, if literally the only remaining continent is overtaken by war as well, it's going to be that much easier for her to get the stones to do what she wants. By all means, protect
I
the
can
people
do what
here,
I can. I am a seat. I'm a voice on the council. I am not the council.
yeah. It also means that eventually, if we're going to make sure this doesn't go wrong, we will need to make sure that that stone goes back to Core Hall at some point.
Of course.
I also think if there's any way that we can fix the problem at Core Hall, that stone is probably it. It's the most powerful abjuration we're going to find.
Truth. Yes. Not wrong.
I'm not saying it needs to happen now. I'm just saying
No.
we need to be careful.
It's a good outlook. Thank you for bringing this to our attention, Philip.
If possible, the Hills of Madness, the stone that's out there. We're thinking that might be one of the easiest ones for us to go after. That one needs to go back to Rakia.
Well, officially, I cannot give you advice in such a manner, but
I
If
understand.
you are keen on it.
I just mean we should try to keep an eye out there as well, if possible, because if it's that approachable, it might be easy for them to reach it as well.
By the theory of what you were saying, they don't not benefit from it being where it's at currently.
Yeah.
It's simple, it's out of the way. For a practitioner like Queen Justal, it wouldn't require a lot of effort. So, perhaps they're just saving for later. But we will do our best. I still have men outposted towards Tower of Blight. I might be able to redirect them. But thank you, Philip, for bringing this to our attention.
Of course. You can always reach me whenever you need to.
Well.
If all goes well, in a couple days, this won't be a problem anymore. But I don't want to rely on things being that easy.
I greatly appreciate it. Well, I should get going. I will have a lot to discuss.
Yes.
And emergency meetings are already still difficult to manage.
Yes.
Alright. Well, you know the way out.
Yep.
Goes back to writing.
I go home.
Lolly and Liam. There is no more. There is only one place to find you currently, as you're kind of taking a break from the forge there, Liam, on this on the second day towards the evening. We find you. We find the two of you in a training sort of scenario. The two of you have kind of taken to taking moments of solace and a nice little workout training together. I open it to you two. In this endeavor, we'll basically just kind of say, like, I do this thing, and I'll, you can make an attack roll or you can not. It doesn't matter to me which way you want to do it. You guys are essentially just sparring and moving with each other and trying to find ways to kind of, as Liam throws his hammers or anything, Lolly tries to close distances and dart around the hammers, and you're using your extra abilities, Liam, to try to, like, pull it off to the side and make these things happen.
Yeah. Do you want to run some, dexterity evasion style training?
Sure.
Right. Alright, I'm going to head out 20 feet that way and conjure some barrages at you. We'll see how it goes there.
Alright.
Now, this is I didn't know if you guys just straight on wanted to fight each other, because that would probably take a little bit of time, but...
Yeah. I figure at least, some warm-up. Practicing, like you said, like specific skills that we both excel in. I do... Liam isn't saying that. Miles is. I've obviously been trying to work on my, kind of dueling, my one-on-one combat, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to do that leading up to that fight I just had, because a lot of my stuff is more large group based. So that's something I've been working on. Is there anything in particular that you've been feeling you want to work on more? Do you want to train with your sword some more? I know you haven't had much time to work with it.
Yeah, that would probably be a great idea. I guess we could get the golem thing to, like, come to life. I can try to slash it.
It's true. I think first we should do a couple rounds of you trying to hit me. I'm going to be throwing basically whatever I can to stop you, and you're going to be just trying to hit me. And I'm going to start off, and I'm going to cast Blur on myself.
Okay. So there's a couple of things here we'll do. Go ahead and make me a few attacks there, Lolly. Let's just go ahead and do 4, as you're kind of just trying to do whatever you can to break through his defenses.
So the first
With
one's
disadvantage.
And we'll call it, 3 hits is a sort of like a I got it.
Okay, so the first one was 11.
Nope.
15.
Nope.
You know. Yikes. 12. And a 17.
I was a close one. The last one you almost had me. I've been working particularly hard on making myself hard to hit, so...
Well, clearly it's working. And then I punch him in the face.
Yeah.
well, I'm like
Yeah.
And then I unarmed
Do a
strike.
surprise. Yeah, do a
Fair.
surprise
I
attack.
Oh wait, roll an actual.
Yeah. Yeah.
do it.
Okay, what is do it?
No, it's nothing different. I'm just joking. I'm just.
Well, that's a 20, a dirty 20. So
That'll do it. That'll hit. All right, I deserve that. That one I deserved.
you
Okay.
have to be ready.
Yeah.
You never know.
Ah.
You could think you've won, but you might not.
Ain't that the
Shield.
truth of it? Ain't that the truth of it?
But hey, at least you now have a god on your side.
Apparently. I don't know how often I'll be reaching out to him, but it's nice to know he's there. It's a good thing to have. I've been trying I've been practicing that spell that he helped me out with. It's something I wanted to be able to use. So I've been practicing with that. I forgot at a long rest, but I'm gonna make that one of my known spells. to have.
Oh, good.
But I didn't do that when I long rested, but I'm going to. Yeah, which is good.
Anything you wanted to work on specifically?
I mean everything.
All right.
I did also. I've been deeply curious lately, since you mentioned heading home. I know nothing about the continent you're from. Pretty much all I know is you left when you were young, went to the desert. I know you didn't have a great childhood, and that at some point you've been afraid people are looking for you. How are you feeling us heading towards that direction?
Anxious. I mean, I know I suggested that we go there, and maybe I shouldn't have, but it seemed like the best thing to keep everyone safe.
There's a sense to it.
But I'm glad that we are not going anywhere near them.
Yeah. We're heading into the port city, yeah. Whereabouts are you from, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I am from a little town called, well, not little, but Salabek. It is surrounded by jungle, and it's pretty small-ish, I guess, compared to the places we've been. It was run, as far as I know, still is, run by the priestess of Set.
It's also like towards like the northern,
Yeah.
northeastern tips of it.
Kind of near the wing?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if because it looks like a bird, so if I were to like on the bird, like if Nameless was here, I would point to her wing.
Try to make a bird shape with my hand. Do like a Michigan thing, but with a bird shape. I've always been rubbish at shadow puppets. Try to make a bird. Alright. I mean, yeah. I mean, we'll be flying past it, but we're not trying to land there. Alright.
It's
Have you-
it's very secluded, so most people generally only wander in by accident, not by their choice, or they're intentionally going there, which I guess is really any place.
Yeah, but it's not like on a trade route or anything.
No.
It's not going to be like a stop, you know, on the way somewhere.
No.
Have you ever thought about going back? And this is coming from the guy who drags us all back to his hometown once every few weeks, it seems.
Yes. Recently, more than normal. When I first got to the monastery, in order to sort of help me not be angry, they suggested I write a letter to my family and mail it, which I never did, but a part of me almost wants to go and shove it in their face. But unlike when you went home, not a single person would be happy to see me. So
The longer I spend on the road, the rarer I feel like my relationship with my family is. So I get that.
So if for some reason we have to go back, or I have to go back there, I will go. But this is why we're training, in case I need to be ready. Because who knows, maybe they still want to kill me.
It's fair. Well, if they do, they'll have a hell of a time with it.
And that's what I'm hoping for.
All right.
As we
Let's start at that golem. Do some partner training.
Yeah. And I,
go, the sand comes into a form, and the two of you start your train against it. Our third day
Day
comes
3.
about, and we open this time with Philip heading to the forge this morning. As you have the past 2 days, you're just kind of checking in. They may have started a day, or they may have started an hour or two before you got there, but they seem to be in the throes of it now. Liam, go ahead and give me a Smith's Tools check for the day.
Yeah. I'm gonna use Flash of Genius.
Okay.
Lit. 30.
Nice. You got a 19. So you're kind of showing off today after the after the discussion yesterday. He's like, "You want my fucking hammers? I'll show you I'm doing my hammers."
Earn them.
And he's just kind of, he's letting you take a lead a little bit. You can tell that he's like, he wants to see how you can read a schematic. He wants to see how you can like kind of like helm the thing. And so the two of you are working hard. As you come into the room, can you go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw?
Specifically me. Why? Alright, well, how does a 29 do?
Okay.
Alright.
You're kind of, you're working with them. You're kind of doing what you can. There's a couple of times where they actually say like bring the bucket or something like that, like things that you can actually
I'm helping!
yeah, things that you can actually help with. As you get toward the middle of the day, you are able to Liam, you go ahead and you step out.
Okay, I was gonna say he could be here. It's not a big deal.
Oh, I mean, I just mean like it's like a lunch break. So yeah, I guess you'll still be around for this, but you kind of are sharing lunch with them as they're breaking.
Well, it looks like it's all going well.
Yeah. 2 more days of this, and we'll actually have the form of it.
I wanted to tell you something for two reasons. One, I think it's important that you be aware of where we might be going, and two, you might have some information that might be helpful. It's become pretty clear to me that the Rubicon are up to some questionable things. The stuff that they're up to, it's looking more and more like they're involved with kind of worldwide attack on this plane. And I'm not sure if this is going to happen or not, but we might need to take them down. I'm not sure how much of that would be violence and how much of it would be politics. I've been trying to learn as much as I can so that if it happens, if we have to do it, I can do it with as little collateral damage as possible. But if they're genuinely trying to flood this plane with devils, I can't let that happen.
I mean, I've had our family and the Rubicons have not been friendly for ages.
I got that impression.
Last time, my family brought forth these things in politics was why we fell. They greased the right palms. Well, a couple of years of that. There's no reason to stay. We'd already lost our original Hell Pike. We just weren't the same. Over the following years, began to fall more and more under their sway, and it just kind of snowballed from there. Couldn't do anything to learn more. It seemed impossible to try. Now, we've got Infernal Steel. There might be enough evidence to link them to certain things. A long time ago, when the gate was first found by my ancestor, the Rubicons and the Hell Pikes, rivals, were rising together in what used to be Reikio. I have always had my suspicions. And some of the things you guys have found out, and some of the things that they've been doing, lead me to believe they were the ones who built it. Something like that. Some form of using it for their own ends. They were never people that made their own stuff. They always took. They took others' things, they took them and sold them as their own. I
found it curious. I went through the records of the heists. Pretty much any time a Rubicon went in, there was no information about what happened when they were there.
Mm-hmm. You read the same thing I did then.
Yeah.
Well, I traced that back to start of the heist. Around that time, the forming member of the Lucan family had some job, some task that had been going on. The best I could find in the information was there was just some excavation, and it was never revealed to have found anything. But if you trace the location, it's close. I'm pretty sure they're the ones that found it. And they're the ones that we're going to use. Because she fell in first. We are where we are.
So if we make a move on the Rubicon, odds are they could open up that gate. We could be dealing with an invasion.
Possibly. It's reasonable to assume.
And that makes it even more treacherous than I thought.
It's why I can't tell you if it's better to do politics or violence. Either way, there's the potential for the outcome.
Something tells me if even if they're ousted politically, they'll make it violent if they have to. They're not just going to let it go.
Yeah. It'd take a lot to get the other families to turn too.
We've been trying to make progress as much as possible. We're trying to bring back the Bavarish. I think that could help somewhat. I managed to track one family, but I couldn't find them. I just found where they were a couple years ago. I know we have the Rovak on our side. Or not the Rovak. I know we have the Thorgrim on our side. The Rovak and Aquilum we're making progress with.
Well, they'll potentially have the Grunzing then.
Yeah, which will make things a lot harder if it gets violent.
Oh, yeah. Military might.
Although, I can maybe think of a couple ways we could turn the Grunson to our side. We'd have to be very careful about it, make it clear that's not what we're trying to do.
Right. Yeah. Thing is, I've worked most of my life trying to do this. Trying to oust them. They escape everything. The cockroaches. You can fight all you want. Some things just can't change.
Well, if they won't change, then they'll cease to exist. We'll see it through. I'm not sure when, but I at least wanted you to know that that's something I may be trying to do in the future. I'm not just going to rush in, though. It's very clear that we need to be careful about it.
There might be some places we could go. find some stuff.
I'm all ears.
Let's get this done first.
Yeah, of course.
He gets back up. Starts getting back to work with Liam. All right.
Actually, first, are you feeling a weird, a pull or anything from that metal? Okay, me either. Just
Liam, you as well have not been feeling anything particular. It's cold to the touch, even when it's.
Could I
Even
make an
when it's
insight
been,
check
like,
on that
heated
lie
metal,
he just told?
It's one of those things where like you get. Oh, you were on mute. I didn't hear you. Sorry.
Can I make an insight check on that lie he just told?
Yeah, sure.
Because that's what it was. I'm trash at insight though. Oh shit, 18.
Hey,
all right, yeah.
I'd say you definitely would see through the. You'd see through the blatant part of the lie. You don't know. You can tell
Yeah,
that
me
he's
too.
he's like, yeah, me too. It's like, okay.
All right, if you do start to feel anything like that,
Yeah.
let us know.
Well, theoretically, if anything like that happened, what do you think it would mean?
Well, the steel itself is inert. It's going to have magical presence. It's impossible not to.
Is it?
It's like mithril or adamantium. It's, but it's not at the same time. At least with mithril and adamantium, it's a natural substance. It's built for the prime plane. But this is something else. It's going to have something left over.
Is it possible it could be used as a conduit for something or someone?
That's exactly what it is used for. If it's made that way. This is what I'm saying. It's inert.
Okay, so you think once it's made into a weapon, into the Hellpike, you think it'll be safe to wield?
No, yeah.
Okay.
Its purpose will... The original Hellpike had the same thing.
Okay. Well,
Its purpose is to be that. To be a stalwart protector. Whereas, if it was made into a skeleton, right, its purpose is to then house a devil. So, you're talking... It doesn't receive that until it's done. The etchings is what helps possess it.
I'm not sure why I'm the only one feeling this. Maybe it's best that I stay away until it's done, then.
Maybe. I don't know.
Alright. I guess I'll steer clear of it. I don't know what it's trying to do, but it's probably not a good thing. Alright. Then I walk out.
We cut away to Nameless. Okay, so again, like I know I sent you the private message. You are on a journey of finding something. Did we? And we did your third spell of the day, right?
No, we have
No,
not. We have day 1 and 2.
We gotta do the third one then. This is right after
Right
you've
now.
gotten out of class, right? You've just spent your class time, but go ahead and make the roll. So +5.
Natural 20.
Oh!
She learns it today!
No, that's 2 successes.
Oh, it puts her back on track.
So yeah, that puts you up to 3 successes. You and the professor are like jiving, like you're just like, but like you're like, I'm gonna say that the Nameless is like interrupting the class. Like she's like, listen, I got this thing that I gotta know right now. And everybody else is like, okay, sure, yeah, whatever. You're the only one not in robes. You're the only one who's like, what you are, and like yeah. This is.
I have a wide berth around me. No one wants to sit around me.
You have this. I mean, you're not smelly. I just mean, like, wow.
I was thinking, well, like one of the spell components needs like a elm twig, and she's like, wait,
Yeah.
nice. Like, The person
That's a
like next
lot,
door 5
okay.
feet away is like, oh, I don't have it. She's like,
There you go.
Here.
Does anybody have holly?
Yeah,
Sorry.
got it.
So, but as you've kind of been walking home, Panther has also been having the time of his life. He sits out on the quad, and people just kind of watch him and walk on.
Cute.
But by this third day, it's been kind of noticeable that like, okay, well, this thing's like always here, and they like.
He becomes the mascot of the school.
They call the Humane Society.
Well, they got like he tells you that he's had like the campus security like
Yeah.
called on
Animal
him.
Control comes out here with like the leash on
He's
a
like,
stick.
listen, guys, stop.
He just starts speaking English. Or
We're like,
common.
oh, okay, he's
Yeah,
one of
weird.
those students. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, sorry.
he's a transfer. He's a foreign exchange. I don't
Yeah,
know.
fortune. Okay. But you are in the market for some new armor.
The poor elf student that we sent to a bunch of panthers to learn.
God. Campaign 2, everybody. Campaign 2. That's the joy of camp. That's gonna be the best part of campaign 2. Every time I have an NPC that I don't want to stay around forever, I'm just like, he's a foreign exchange.
And then we all have to play them in campaign 2.
Right. But you are in the market for some new armor, and you do know that there's a couple places in town that specialize in these things, but this is a sort of a rare material, or at least a material that comes from specific sources. Namely from places around Harrow, and there's another place in Alolia, I think I said it was Dumas, and stop. And also down in Terra. There might be some places out in Lenistad, but it is sort of hearsay. The person you know who has access to that most materials would be Moral. Moral has a kind of button on everything kind of a thing. And maybe old Tarvish, but you never get it. Who knows?
I never met old Tarvish, so I could have the joy now.
You only have a day though, so.
Mm-hmm. So do
Well,
you really
now
want to
it's
waste
been a-
time with old Tarvish?
You have to give
What
up
else
your
I
scene.
got to do?
You have to
You
give
have to give up your scene tomorrow if you
Yeah,
wanna.
you'd have to give up your major scene tomorrow to
What's
have one
the-
with Tarvish.
What's the socializing equivalent of difficult terrain? I know.
Pretty much, yeah. That's good. Yeah, that's a good equivalent. So heading into their shop, Moral sort of sees you enter, and weirdly is not up in their office currently. Is actually out on the floor. They've got like 10 people out on the floor, kind of like a bunch of customers, and they come to you and say, "Welcome, yes. Are you here to engage in?" They kind of indicate towards the other people on the floor, or is this another one of your group's lovely private conversations that seem to be happening much more frequently?
I would like to buy things if that is what you mean. I do not necessarily want to engage with those human things.
Man, the way that elves talk when they're just around other elves is really gross.
Moral says to you, they say, "I've never related to you any greater than this day."
You just found yourself in like an elf supremacist group. Like,
These human things. They walk you up to the counter, or kind of like to the corner of the store. As they're kind of leading you around, asking you, trying to figure. They start with this. They say, "So, you're in the market for something?"
Yes. I read up in a book about a type of armor that I would like to purchase. And I think you know where I can get it.
Ah, good. I thought you were going to say. I thought I'll be honest. I thought you were gonna say.
I
I think you know what I need.
I did stop. I almost stopped
No,
there.
I
was
don't.
Like, no.
That's why I'm asking. This is much the
I
most,
almost stopped. I think he
disaster
literally
artist
asked.
conversation ever. It's so good.
You were asking what the socialized version of difficult terrain looks
terrain
like?
is?
It's
It's
this.
nameless. I don't
It's
know.
talking to Nameless.
I actually want to see Nameless talk with Tarvish now. I don't.
I kind of do too.
Oh man, this is good. This is a good first half, everybody. Oh. All right.
I would like to get the Coddle web armor.
Oh. Well, material is a little hard to come by, especially pre-made. Sort of a evasion specialty. But, well, for you, of course, in your band, I could put in a rush order. Probably
Okay.
get it in 3 days, 3 or 4, dependent on weather.
What? Oh.
Whether what?
God damn it.
That.
Dependent on the weather.
Oh God.
Man, the hits just keep going.
How? Okay. I would like it. To get it. I'd like to get it. I'd like if you could do that.
Okay. And she says to you, she's,
Well, I'm sure it will run you some extra funds if you aren't. Are you okay with that?
I don't know. I'd have to talk to the one who holds all of our money.
well,
But let's
You
just
tell-
say I am. If not, I'll make sure I am.
You tell Liam it's going to take about 8 or 9 grand. I could
1 second. Liam.
in the middle of your forging, you get an emergency call.
All this stuff.
But with my 30, I'm still going. I'm
Yeah. It's like not even. You're just you keep.
This is the
What's
showing off.
Yeah.
Do we have 8 or 9 grand dollars coins?
Gold.
It's
Gold.
very simple. Gold. It's a one word. It's good.
I mean,
Literally, you named a pet after it. So
short answers, yeah. Longer answers, I mean, how badly do I want to pay back Ark?
I don't. I like
Oh yeah, then we got it. Yeah, we're good. I can get it to you when you come back.
Okay.
oh my god.
Thanks, bye. I have the money. Gold.
They're standing there. Yes, I see that. I only heard one part of the conversation, but I have to assume. Well, you guys are doing quite well for yourself, then. That's very nice. I'm very proud of you. Or
Thank
for
you.
Or whatever it is. Just, I'll place the order, and it will, like I said, 3 or 4 days. Just dependent on certain factors. I should have it here for you.
Thank you.
Just make sure Liam comes and pays me soon.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
No, bye. And I leave.
How badly do we want to pay back Ark? I don't.
We're good.
So good.
Like, if we need more money, we could just sell those drugs to the Sultan. Flanagan's still carrying around 32 bags of drugs in his pouch.
It's true.
What if we sell them at an inflation rate at different continents?
What if we take drugs from Sested and we use the portals to go to Alolia?
Oh,
Oh,
No, the drugs are location locked. They can't be transported.
freaking locked.
Yeah.
Fucking Nintendo.
Liam.
I was thinking Valheim. All right.
Oh, Liam. Ending your work for the day, you've kind of decided might as well get that payment done now. And
I'm gonna hop by the mirror as well. Send a call, just check if tonight's good for Nerith as well.
yeah. Really quick answer. He's kind of finishing something up, but he says stop on by, kind of a thing, and he'll grab a glass or something like that and do catch up. So go ahead and mark off. You're losing 8,750 gold.
Awesome.
And that will arrive in a few days, nameless. You'll be able to, as long as you're still within Sested by that time, you'll get it. Meaning, like, as long as you don't as long as you have a way to get to Sested in like 3 to 4 days, then you can get it.
I don't like the way you're saying that. Like the door is gonna go away. Is the door
Well,
gonna?
I'm saying, like,
No,
if you guys get on an airship that's not your mansion
Oh.
and then go somewhere, you'll be away from the door. So, Liam, on your way back from Morals, you stop by Nerith's shop, and he's got some stuff laid out. He also puts out like a charcuterie board and just kind of like sets down 2 glasses for the two of you. He says, "Hello, my friends. It has been quite some time."
Yeah. How have you been? How's the shop been?
Slow, recently. The influx of lodestones is at a bit of a low point. So I see Pangolin is still up
Just
to his usual-
laps. You know, if I don't run him, he'll be hopping around all night.
I
It's
see.
just gotta get a night's sleep.
I didn't realize Pangolin's hopped. But no, we are fine. You know, I do well when I can.
Yeah, we
Your journey to the Underdark was one that was
it was successful.
fruitful. Good.
Eventful though as well, which is, as you're aware, generally not so good.
True. Very true, especially in that place.
Something might have came up that I wanted to let you know about, in case it was an issue. I might have met your brother, and by that I mean I did meet your brother. You being alive might have come up, which he seemed glad, but also told me to never mention it again. So I thought that was information you should have.
It's just kind of sitting in silence.
I didn't know, obviously, but we were brought in when we came to the city. We were caught in the outskirts by some people, and going in I recognized the symbol they were wearing. from here. And I mentioned you, and so I don't know any details or anything. I don't know anything about anything except for what I just shared with you. But it seemed important enough to let you know that it occurred. So
Thank you. My brother, he's just one.
And he looks to the sword on the wall.
He says, but the one who held that sword. We spent a lot of time. Those hunters and myself. Those stalkers. Doing what we could for our city. Protecting it and hiding it away. There came a point where I simply did not want to make. I didn't want to do what we were doing anymore. I hated the taste of blood on my mouth. And the stench of dead bodies. The constant attacks. And so did he. And so we made for the surface. And then something broke free. Something ancient. Mythic. And my brother and the rest of the stalkers and myself fought it off. And my brother saw it as a chance. He saw it as a time to try to leave. And it followed. And I believe my brother fought until the end. And I know because that was all I found. And the brother you met, he made sure that I stayed dead. There was a chance. There was a chance to rally our people against something. To say, look at how the lowest of your caste has stand up to something greater than themselves. We all deserve the chance to live. Sounds like it went well for them. And for me, I'm here. Free but alone.
I'm sorry.
Years ago. I just... Maybe it's good. But I can never go home.
Yeah, answers a question that I've had since the encounter. The way he said it made it sound like nowadays, if people would like to leave, they can, but also made it seem like that allowance wasn't grandfathered to you somehow, but you being believed to be a martyr for the cause, makes it make more sense.
It was not said so kindly on the day, but yes.
Yeah. I've in my more foolish youth, kind of give him a knowing look there at being comparatively a literal child.
Right.
I at times I've dabbled with a bit of a martyr complex, run into things I probably shouldn't have, not caring how I come out. Did that a couple of times since the Underdark, it turns out. But never really thought. I guess part of the appeal of martyrdom is not having to stick around for whatever happens after. Never really thought about a situation where you'd have to.
The thing I appreciate most about my brother's sacrifices I miss my home. But I never need to go back. This world out here has equal problems, equal people that need them solved, and things that I can do to help them. Help them in ways that below did not matter, or weren't the way we did things. I get to do that now. That's the beauty of getting to continue to live. I get to keep making mistakes. I get to keep learning from them. I get to keep trying to reach that same level of loving someone enough to give up everything for them. I might reach it, I might not.
To mistakes and learning from them.
It's sort of ironic. drinking and saying that.
We move on to the next day. Unless you wanted to, unless you had something last to say. Okay, cool. Just making sure. So Chelsea smirked about something. So.
I think she just thought it was cute.
I think, I think so.
Yeah,
think
I
she
just thought it
trying
was
to-
cute, and like I don't know, it was really well done. I don't know, I thought it was cute.
We enter the beginning of the 4th day. I'm going to need 2 checks. One from Liam is the forge check. So go ahead and roll me the smith's tools for the day.
Flash of genius.
Oh,
Jesus
damn!
Christ.
35. That was a 19 roll, so.
Fuck yeah. You got a 26. So,
Absolutely stunting on this dwarf.
yeah, I mean, for whatever reason, you are just taking your expertise to the next level and just trying to really hone it in. And you see a couple of times where he's like, no, don't do it. Oh, okay. He goes about his business. And from Nameless, I am going to need another spell check.
Yikes. Okay.
Come on.
19?
19. That is your 4th and final
Yeah.
success.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get that 20 in the middle too, just to bring it all the way back.
How cool
I
would
know,
it
it
have
would've
been though
sucked
if she
if
got
I
the
did.
20 last?
Oh yeah, okay. Well,
Yeah.
well, maybe narratively it's
Okay,
better
well,
this
way
way.
to screw
writing.
like.
She's in a groove. Get off of her back.
I did great. What can you say for yourself?
Yeah, exactly.
I've never looked more like the angry cat meme than right there.
What is Sally?
But
She's
like
in the boat.
I am both of them.
You're both.
Right, you're
Yeah,
both
you have-
the cat. Yeah, you're both the cat and the lady screaming at
Yeah.
the cat. That makes sense. Okay. On this day, you have. There's something in part of the lesson that the professor's saying that, like, finally clicks as to what you need to be able to do to enact this spell that you're trying to create. Because effectively, you're having to create this spell. He begins by saying, as part of his lecture, he says that the purpose of necromancy is more of how it is. This is a school of magic that is as much about giving as it is about taking. In transmutation, all matter is equally exchanged. This form becomes this form. I move this object to this point. Right. You affect the physical presence of something for yourself. It is a closed connection. It is a one-to-one closed connection. This must equal this thing. In necromancy, often you are asking, I want control over this, at the cost of myself or something around me. It's about exchange, but it is not using its form as part of the equation. It's using an outside force for the equation. For instance, look at a very... And he kind of looks to you at this moment and says, look to the spell of Blight. It allows you to draw power by draining it from another source. It isn't evil, but it is balanced. You must always choose what is most important on each casting.
It is why, while I have taught you in this class, I hope you use my knowledge wisely. Necromancy tends to enact a personal will. Again, transmutation is logical. It is unfeeling. It wants to take one thing and turn it into another thing. Necromancy can be warped by passion. If you are not careful, you give yourself in exchange for power. The power source can come from anywhere in necromancy. And its purpose is to heal. It's the power of life. But who receives it? And who gives it? Is the part of the equation in each casting of a necromantic spell. Class dismissed. And he sort of calls you up at the end, Nameless. As the rest of the students have, gone out. He says, so, I believe you have listened enough. You've asked enough questions to sate my curiosity as to your worthiness. I will guide you into this spell. But know this. Should you abuse this, should I hear any misgivings with you, the might of myself and this school will find you. Each pact of necromantic magic that leaves this school is met with serious expectations.
Okay. I don't plan to use it often. I just want to have it in case I need to.
But I believe I have chosen a wise student. You know more innately than most of those who study. You may not know terms that people have decided are the most important, but that does not create magic, nor does it create responsibility. You're simply asking for power. And I want you to understand that with power, this power comes with very specific materials, very specific components that can very easily get away from you. simply caution you with keep it impersonal.
Impersonal?
Keep it cold, unfeeling, logical.
But it
To use necromancy
can't be for
as
someone that I know.
Yes, I simply mean you came to me because you wanted the strength to defeat an enemy. And you have proven to me you are one that is worthy to shoulder the burden of using this coldly, logically, against that enemy, and to not keep it around for daily usage, for things that invoke passion. That's what I mean. Necromancy used in a rage, emboldened with self-purpose. That's how the worst are created. Temper yourself, maidens. Temper yourself.
I will.
You have a great deal of power, a great deal of inner strength, and a deep well of knowledge that does not need to be from books. Don't need to know the correct sayings, the correct phrasing of a thing. In 4 days, you have proven you have more knowledge of this than half the class. It comes with how you know, from what you know, and what you've chosen to learn. Keep that.
I'd like to.
Alright. I wish you all the best. And come in as much as you like. I understand that this knowledge is, it may not be the way you like to learn, but you are a pleasure to have. Just do what you will.
You liked having me in class?
Well, I didn't hate having you in class. How about that?
Yeah, I'll take it. I don't usually hear that a lot. Not the class. Alright. You're a good teacher.
I suppose.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go now. Try not to miss me. And I leave. Did he actually teach me the spell?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, wait. I was
So,
like...
it's. I'll talk to you about it in
Yeah.
a little bit over the break.
That's fair.
Okay. All right. Last thing. Setlali. You kind of have a solo moment here as you're. Towards the latter half of the fourth day, the island of Esogia, the island continent of Esogia, is in the distance. By the end of the day, you will reach the coastline, the northern coastline. Standing there on the landing. Hand it to you.
Okay. You've been talking to everyone, well, mostly everyone, about this all week. You said you were fine. You even suggested this. Okay. They can't hurt you. They can't find you. Remember, you made a new life for yourself. You left. You did everything you needed to do in order to be better than who they are. You are not them. Okay. You're just a stupid country. You're not going to hurt me. You're not going to hurt anyone that I know. I'm gonna protect them because I know how to do that now. And I'm stronger and I'm smarter. I may not make smarter decisions, but I am definitely smarter than I was when I was 8. And you're not going alone. You're not by yourself. So that's good. And we're gonna be fine. I'm gonna be fine. I have something we need to do, and you're not going to intimidate me. You're not going to scare me. And if you're listening, please, Dolara, help me. If I am not as strong as I think I am. Yeah.
From behind you, you just hear. That's really good. And you turn and you see Dracarius standing there. Sorry, I kind of stepped out
It's
just now.
Yeah, it's fine. Just having
So,
a panic attack, you know how that is.
yes, intimately. Yes, I was never one for much for going home either. Sort of a trial in itself, going home. But you know the thing that really made me feel something at the end of it all was after the Egregore, the first time, not this time, I went home. I was scared. I only had one place to go. One place. She couldn't reach me. And I knew that going home meant facing a lot of burnt bridges and terrifying enemies. And the only thing I regret is not facing them sooner. The shadow that loomed over my heart was one of my own making. And you sound strong enough. You sound resolute enough. To understand this. It didn't matter that I went home. I wasn't scared of home. I was scared of who I was. I was scared of what I had been. And going home showed me that I wasn't actually that scared.
as I currently was. Because there was something more terrifying out there than enemies and burned bridges. The egregore, to be clear, it was terrifying.
Yeah.
And someone out there vindictive enough to use it against others. So whether or not you go down there, whether or not you actually land, decide to journey through the jungle now, is irrelevant. Because you will always be where you are now. The person you are now will forever be as resolute and as powerful, if not more so, later. So yes, indeed. Screw them. Fuck this place. The only thing it has power over is who you used to be. Well, if you're all ready, though, if you've gotten it all out, Reginald was hoping to do some dinner with everyone. He's delightful company.
Sure.
All right.
Oh, and just so you know, we do a very good job of putting a target on our own backs, so you don't have to leave if you don't want to. And then I'm going to keep walking before he has time to answer.
As you come back inside, the lot of you sitting down at the table together, Reginald has kind of like this like extra little small table up on the thing, and he's sort of like
Like the one from inside the pizza box?
yeah, sure.
Yes.
The mouse
But it's
thing?
made of wood and it's nice and it's charming.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I brought it from the mirror. Yeah. He sets it down. He says he's got his little, and he kind of just like as Ark is kind of setting down all the food, and it's a beautiful kind of spread, and then a lot of you sit down. Ark just kind of sits at the end of the table, like looking at all of you eating, and Reginald has like kind of like gone to the different plates and cut off little things that he's like bringing it back to his little table, kind of like making smaller affections of it. And he sits down and he says, well, I just thought it'd be nice to sit down together and share a meal. I always smell the food and I always know that it happens over here, and well, I figured it might be time to chat.
Well, yeah,
Hang out.
especially now that we know you exist and you're not stuck in the mirror.
And you don't exclusively like cheese. All of these facts that we now know.
Thank you for coming to dinner. I'm sure this one will be a winner.
Oh, yeah.
Except he's a mouseling, so it's like,
Yeah, it's
It's a tiny.
mm-hmm.
Was
So-
there anything specific you wanted to chat about?
No, I was asked to be here.
Oh,
yeah, so I was wondering, how long have you been here?
Like looks to Jacarius. Well, a few decades. It's like, yeah, I don't have a great concept of time. The mirror sort of exists in this. What? How'd you say it, Jacarius? He's like, it's a demi-plane of gravitrons. So it's more of like a. If you were able to imagine this, the spell you cast before, right, nameless, the gravity well and time, I have sort of put the mirror itself into a semi-stasis to where the occupant will... The aging process will essentially slow down to a crawl. He's like, oh, okay. So when you said decade, yeah, it's been about 150 years. I'm sorry, friend.
So
You look great.
yeah, you
Do you have family in there?
No. And
oh my god.
he's like, you can see like the like, yeah. He's like, well, I never thought I would be gone for so long. I thought, it's fine. It's fine.
So there are more.
Oh, of my kind?
Yeah.
My people? Oh, of course. Yeah, we're everywhere.
I've never heard of it. It's funny. I talked to ROI. ROI created you like herself. That's really something.
He like looks at Dracarys like, we got a weirdo. It's like, that's true though. It's in summation, yes. Yeah. Huh. We always thought that we were born from. Wow, it's kind of stupid now that I think about it, but we said we were born from a collective. We live under rocks, so there's not like a lot of.
Literally or figuratively?
Well, no, literally, it's the best place to hide for me and mine. Well, we used to. Who knows where they're at now? But
I've been picking up rocks. I haven't seen any.
When you say they're wow, so you've been destroying the housing market.
yeah.
I know.
The mousing market. Yeah. And he says, well, okay, listen. The thing is that we're everywhere. We were in Taro. Yes. We were south of that too. We're in Lenistad. That was a colony over there. A couple places.
So I imagine most people just don't know because you're so good at hiding.
Yeah, I mean, people aren't looking in their walls.
Huh.
But also, I mean, a lot of things get discarded that people don't really think about. We just like them. And so, but, thanks to this guy, I'm going to point to Dracarys, he's like, we kind of got to step up on everybody else.
Huh.
It's like,
How did you two meet?
it's like, well, it's a funny little story. Yeah, so he picked up a rock that we were living under, and, I just knew that he was a big old, I don't know, he just didn't look that tough, so I just stood up to him, and I said, hey, get out of here, and he said, no, don't worry, and I said, no, you gotta get out of here, and he was like, no, I'm just here to, what was it? He's like, I was researching some flowers.
Did he look like that, or was he a dragon?
No, I was in the form you see before you. I was currently, under that time, I was in disguise. I was doing research for the Pervasian government, so I had to keep up appearances. And so I was, at the time, I had received funding for horticulture and was looking at the effects of different flowers under specific brews. He was looking for medicine. I said, yes, medicine. And we just happened to fall upon each other. I found these
small people in a massive, cavernous sort of. It was a wide berth, really. It was impressive. It was showmanship and craftsmanship, taking twigs and the like and creating their own structures, and very based off of humanity and its different forms, but still unique and their own. And this little guy, he stood up to me. Oh, you kind of make it sound. All right. Well, I was the town, merc. I would travel around, so I had to. I don't know. I had the best stuff around to handle a problem. So I stepped up, tried to handle it, and then we just became friends. And so he said, "Hey, I got a job if you want." And well, I've just kind of been here, and well, I'm the guy who lets people in. So
Oh, so nobody can get in unless you allow them to.
yeah,
Huh.
you have to have the mark.
What is the mark? From or yeah, how do you get it?
Hey, you did. He's like, oh,
Well, it's what we got from, which one was that one? Gorgier?
yeah.
Yeah. So it's what we got from Gorgier when he let us in initially. When she let us in initially.
Yes, I understand, but we weren't really given a mark, so I'm just curious what it looks like.
Well, it's on you right now. And Dracarys looks at me and he's like, no, they can't see it. It's not. What? It's just between you and we're the owners of the house. It's just between you. Huh. It's like, but it's just. It was better magic that way.
Is there a way to see it?
Dracarys is like, well, yes. If I were to make you the owners of the house, yes, you'd be able to see it.
What does it look like? I'm just really curious.
So Reginald's like, well, it's just like a little. Okay, well, he like draws out this little thing, and
But it's like in his scale, so we can't really make it out.
yeah, it kind of is. He's like, he goes a little bit bigger. Okay.
It's like a mural that takes him a couple days. so that we can see it.
3 days
Oh,
later.
shoot, I have to. You know what? I'm not going to draw it because
It's
I
not
have-
terribly important.
No, it is.
I mean,
No, this is the thing. It is terribly important. I just can't. I can't remember the design right now in my head, and I didn't necessarily think this question was going to come up. Or it's the same. He draws it out, and you look at it, and it's the exact same design as the one on Moral's book.
Oh, right, because we've seen that symbol on a bunch of the different things that, like, were involved in Dracarys' group.
Mm-hmm.
On a lot of the other technology. Because it wasn't the symbol also... We saw it somewhere else.
It was on
Yes.
the ancient technology.
Right.
I thought the skull guy had it. The guy who turned into a skull. He
Terra
had it
Guard?
too.
Yep, he had it
Yeah.
too.
I have
Oh.
seen this before. Does that mean anyone who has that can come in? Like, maybe a book with that?
Oh, no, it's strictly to person. So, when Bjorgia allowed you access, Bjorgia was an old student of mine. Her and Kalenth were students together, and so they had access to this mansion, and then Kalenth was trapped in the tower. Bjorgia ostensibly allowed you into the space.
And so, when we brought Yvonne, and
Yes.
so even without us knowing it, we gave her the mark.
When you granted her permission to be inside, it's laxed magic, but the point is that the owners of the house have final say. So, and so you see Reginald come up, he's like, oh, yeah. When Berardier said you guys were cool, then, that was okay to open it up. I had known you guys for a little bit by that point, seen you walking around, seeing what you were doing. figured you guys were okay, and then you guys brought in Yvonne, and she seemed all right. I basically have a way to. There's a function over there to kind of like peer through people and see intent. So
Well, that's good.
it's kind of why our.
Thank you
wasn't
for
able to
letting-
come in.
Oh. But
So you,
why does that a symbol I've seen before?
Drakari says, "Oh, well, suppose it's a little bit of showmanship on my part then. I was the founder of that organization. I'm one of a few people who know the world before. And the problems that the ancient technology caused. Maledicted wastes, for example.
so
The organization's goal is to protect this technology and, while not eradicating it necessarily, unnecessarily, it's just to make sure that it sees a better productiveness than it did before. And that was the goal.
and so Terragard was a part of that.
Kalen speaks of his. I pulled him into the fold on his crusade. And kind of gestures to Drakari and says, yes. And part of that was trying to rid Avasia of one of its collections. Yes. Hence my involvement with the country itself as well.
So the Queen has access to some ancient technology.
A piece of ancient technology, yes.
Well, it might be good for us to know as much as we can about that before we go in.
No, I doubt that she's been able to make it work, but I don't know. It has been some time.
They weren't able to make that tank work in Perona very well, but they were able to. They were able to mess with it enough to at least cause some damage. They hadn't quite figured out the power source, but they had come up with a worse one.
Well, that's good. Okay, well, she has access to what we call the Golem. It was a massive, sort of 2-ton giant of mechanical proportion, and was capable of. It was sort of a workhorse / military might. In fact, if you were to utilize the tank, as you call that, it's apex cannon, but whatever, nomenclature, is that those two things could reasonably be used together to create something more terrifying. But the golem itself is relatively harmless outside of its massive frame and adamantium make.
It sounds like a siege weapon that's also a fortress.
Yes. No, you could also just use it to haul something of large size. It had storage capacities that would house different types of things. Yes, but she found that many years ago. Was with the king. So, sort of the first steps towards my involvement. Also, what else to say? Yeah.
Okay. Well, we should definitely have a plan in case she's got that working. Or at least be thinking about it.
I don't want to give up another eye to stop this one.
Well, it's a good thing she won't be able to combine it with the ape cannon.
Yeah.
Apex, not me.
Oh, sorry.
What's an ape?
Reginald's like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore.
Wait, did that count as shoot apes? I thought it shot.
Well, I think it shot whatever they pointed it at.
I apologize. To the
The
audience
dinner
at home.
continues. I don't know if there's anything else to. Is there any other specific questions that you guys wanted to ask?
I wasn't expecting it to go that direction, really.
With that, the dinner continues as you make your final leg of this first part of the journey. We will go to break and come in for the second half with some new information for everybody. I'm sorry, Reginald is really fun to play because
Who was?
he's
I love that conversation.
he's great. He's just a fun little guy, and I can't wait for him to join you.
I asked for that. Let's take him into battle.
That's
He
what
can
I mean.
ride on Liam's shoulder.
You can
Red
fly around
Hawk.
on Turtlet.
Oh! Okay. Let him
Enjoy
pilot
your break,
Turtlet.
everyone.
Hollow out a little cockpit
We'll see you in
Turtlet.
we'll see you in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay.
Bye,
15.
everyone.
Bye.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Natural Ones.
Oh my God, we're back again.
Bow, down, bow, bow,
All right.
Now the episode's been muted. Great.
Because it was that close to the
Yes, because
original.
I was so good.
That's what I'm saying.
Copyright strike. Counter strike.
Did you see Counter Strike?
Counter strike.
Oh god, they hit us with a counter strike. Because it was globally offensive.
If legal,
Hey.
if ASCAP worked like Yu-Gi-Oh, or like Magic the Gathering. I'm just thinking of like a counter, like like a reveal.
You
card,
fell
like a
into my trap card.
Counter Strike. Sounds like that. We will now open up our show again to the next part of our journey. Right?
Yeah. So it's not.
That's how the
it's
show
not
works,
nap
yes.
time, right? That's not. We're not.
That's how it works, right? That's what
Just
we
clarifying, not nap
We
time.
play and
Alright,
they
whatever,
watch.
just play.
do. We do this. You do that.
I think so.
Want me to make my my last hopefully last
Yes, your day
Skills
5
check.
check. Please invent.
oh my god, we're back. Dang it.
Oh my god.
Dang it.
Oh my god, this is gonna be
I've been
us.
cursed. I've been cursed by a witch.
It's gonna be us the entire
Thank you.
goddamn day now.
Flash of genius. 26.
26.
Oh wow, you didn't break 30 this time.
What a hack.
The last formations of each individual section, the 8 different sections that make up this hell pike, have been successfully crafted. Because even without... Oh, okay, well... Yeah, okay. 32 from him. He's,
Cool.
Get styled on.
your 2 days of hard of hard work have given way for him to need to step up on the last part and really show you what for as well, as you look at all of the different sections of this pick, sort of the actual head of the hammer and the pike portion of the pick, and there is also a like a point towards the top, and there are these extra slats like where the actual handle meets together, and you can tell that as he's looking it over, he says to you, he says, yeah, well, the next 2 days I'll need to make all the etchings and bind it, but you earned them.
Thanks.
More than that. They just they seem like they have a firm place now. Don't lose it. hands the one he's been using back to you.
It materializes in my hand. I won't.
And he gets up to get rest for the evening. At the top of the day, you guys had sent word. That's top of the morning. No, it's not that you had to go to a different part of the body. It's so stupid.
I missed that one.
Well, because he went like this, and when I said top of the day.
No, that part but what the
Okay.
I can't wait to watch it back.
Top of the evening.
It's not gonna work out. Actually, no. Top of the evening is like when you finally get to take your shoes off at the end of the day. So it's just you kicking your shoe off.
Right.
I don't know why top of the day involves flashing people.
That's the part that I missed. I understand
Tip my collar
that.
at you.
You pop the top of the day is popping the collar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, back into it. So you have all sent word out to the Everheart over your few days that you were flying to Azozia. They had kind of sent word back saying, we can make it out there. We might actually have a few trade deals to actually own up on, so we can make it out to the Lunarian Isles out there and maybe make our peace over at Azozia. Probably, you guys are factoring in all of their time. They'll probably be there in the next day.
That's
Huh.
perfect.
How many? We need 2 days for the pick, right?
2 days, yeah.
Okay.
We still need 2 days for that, and you guys will probably need an extra day. The armor will probably be arriving about the same time,
Okay.
or a day after.
So no matter what, if we don't get one, we don't get either.
Yeah, pretty much. Like without the pick is still gonna take till the 7th day, and that's the last day that the armor would show up.
Okay.
That was kind of how it worked out, because she visited on the 3rd day.
Baller.
That night at dinner, Yvonne kind of asks the lot of you to the table just to kind of like discuss something, as you guys have been sitting over the waters of Azozia. And as you all collect yourselves at the table, she says, hello? I kind of, I needed to check in about something, and just these past few days of everyone doing what they've been doing has kind of made me have to reason with some of the stuff that has led to this point. My own fear and inability to I just want to say that I know that you guys have a lot of other things to worry about other than me and what I want to do. But since Perona, I've kind of had to come to terms with some stuff. And I think
there's just stuff that I want to do. And I don't know how I'm going to do it without it. But this is also really important right now. I guess that's leading me to this point that I'm trying to make, which is I think we need our own head of the snake. We need to be focused. The Queen is, and Arwen, I guess everyone else who we seem to have pissed off, they all have singular voices. And I think we should too. And I just kind of want to declare here and now what we want, what I want, and what you want. And then we work together to get it. You guys have kind of taught me the mistakes I've done by myself. I just want to finish what I started. I want to find that lost technology, and I want to protect it. And I guess I just want to know what else you guys want to do, so that I can be there. Because the thing that those other people don't have, that those other people who keep trying to make the world whatever the way they want it don't have, is the decency to listen and to put others before themselves. So eventually it'll all come crumbling down on them. I used to be that person. So I just hope I know what you guys want too.
I want to make sure that this world follows through on the promise that the Three Sisters made. You know, I want it to be a place where people are able to carve out all sorts of different lives without needing to achieve it by taking those freedoms away from other people. Primarily, I want to stop this whole thing from falling apart in the first place. Because right now, that seems to be the biggest crisis. But as far as the lost technology goes, I don't care whether it stays around or not. I just don't want it to be used to... I don't want it to be used destructively. I don't want it to be used to harm people.
So the stones. There are three choices, right? We get each stone back to where it's supposed to be. It strengthens the separation of the planes, keeps the world the way the goddesses wanted. Original plan. There's destroy the stones, plunge the planes back together into a big old chaotic mess. And there's
And destroy the egregore.
and destroy the egregore. And there's the end of the Matrix trilogies. Assemble the stones, and I guess the end of that path seems the most complex, the hardest to just describe, to rewrite it all, I guess. And if our goal is like what I feel basically the original plan, but without the egregore, I guess, and whatever. This is slightly unrelated. My thing there is that's the scariest option, right? I mean, chaos is terrifying, but personal responsibility-wise, bringing the stones together, rewriting in an attempt to make things better. The obvious air quotes answer to me is remake everything exactly the way the goddesses did, but without the egregore in it, because it takes the onus off us. We are not choosing to try and rewrite reality in an attempt to make it better. We aren't choosing to do that. We're choosing to make it the way the goddesses did. We're choosing to let them have chosen, but without the egregore trying to kill us. But then that doesn't. It neglects the opportunity to try and do what Philip you mentioned. We potentially have the ability to try and shape the world in a way that makes it more fair, where people can seek the lives they want without hurting others. And I don't know what that would look like, but potentially there's a way. But at all, taking that decision in any way, shape, or form has an arrogance to it, because it is. Even if our decision is what the goddesses did, but without the egregore, it is still a decision we've made, that we decided we have the right to make that decision for everyone. But of course, if we do the original plan, just put the stones back, we all get hunted down by the egregore and killed at some point. And then so does anyone else who ends up working with Ymir stones in the future. So there's that. But those seem to, for the stones, what we want, those seem to be the options. And I've leaned towards the one, but even that one's terrifying to me. But I think you're right, Yvonne. Like, we've known that's a thing at some point. We'll have to decide and haven't. It's also one of the endings of the Mass Effect trilogies, huh?
I'm familiar with those fables.
Thanks.
I mean, not really. I'm like, so actually, it's all with the Mass Effect trilogy, it's the one end, and then you use that one end to pick endings, right? Like they're like,
yeah.
We have option. One of our options is all of the options in Mass Effect.
It's not great.
And relating it to other things makes it a more comfortable option.
Yeah, I like Mass Effect. I think
The gunplay was a lot better than the second one.
Yeah, I think the only option I'm not a fan of is collapsing the planes. That seems like a surefire way to make things awful for everybody.
We have someone who's here before the planes were separated. We could ask.
And that is true. There's not many we'd be able to ask about it.
But one of them's here.
Yeah.
I just want to kill Arwen right now. I haven't really thought ahead. But I like things as they are, with the exception of Arwen being alive and the egregore attacking us. I could deal without those things.
I just want people to be safe. I want to know that even if people don't know what's going on, they don't ever have to. I want to know that I did everything I could to ensure the world continues to stay intact. But also, don't ever feel like you can't tell us something that you want. We get busy, but we're not too busy to help you with things. You're part of our team.
No, it's not.
We care about you.
It's just more than. Seems like we have a lot of big things ahead of us. And I just kind of wanted to hold on to something for a second.
We're not planning on any of this going away. At least not for a while. I suppose at some point, depending on the decisions we make, this house might have to go. But
yeah.
If you're interested in the ancient technology, though, we're going somewhere where you might have a good chance to take a look at one. It'll be dangerous, but
That's kind of why I was bringing it up.
I had a feeling. We also will need to go to that stone at some point.
You guys just matter, is all. I think.
So do you. We wouldn't have been able to make it through these things without the stuff you've done for us.
Maybe we all could have done it without each other.
Well, we didn't, and we're alive, so I'm going to go ahead and ascribe our success to the choices we made.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
Yeah. You can't really be subtle with me.
And even if we did, it would have taken longer. By ourselves. I think I could have done it by myself, yeah, but it would have taken me longer.
I guess I shouldn't have stayed on the sidelines, huh?
Not if
Do you want to come with us out into the world?
I think it makes sense. At least.
Do you want to train in the battle room?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Because I really want to hit you with some stuff.
I don't need battle training. I more just. I meant I might have to leave for a while. When you came back with news about the North, she looks to you. I think I know what I was looking for is. And if I can retrace some of those steps you took, mixed with something else, maybe I can find it. And seems like the more we waste time, the worse off it is.
Yeah. Speed seems to be important.
So, just, I wanted you to know that I'm not leaving, but that you're helping me get what I want.
Sure.
And,
But you are leaving.
well, yeah, I mean, yes, but I'm not. I'm gonna be back. The goal is to go somewhere to get something that's going to help us do what we want to do.
Okay.
And you don't need battle training for that?
Well, no, I don't think so.
I don't know. It could be
I'm
dangerous.
competent. I know fights.
I can tell.
I got magic. I can. And she like pulls out a couple of her potions. She's like, I got stuff.
I have the Battle Busters from Underground Oracle's supplements.
Shameless plug.
It's pretty good alchemist thing.
Just like, I want you to, in the edit, can you just drag the graphic across the screen? yeah. This week on Natural Ones, you can win the Underground Supplement.
Thank you, Vanna.
I wish that voice came out of Vanna White.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to imply that was Vanna's voice.
I know,
but-
that's exactly what came out.
Yeah.
This is the van.
Yeah, that was.
What do you think she's up to right now?
Uh,
Doesn't matter.
Retirement?
Wheel of
Probably.
Fortune?
She's
Jelly.
probably made bank.
Wheel of Fortune.
She did
Vanna
that.
White.
She's still doing
on
it.
the yeah, she's still on the show.
Where
She's got to be one of the richest people
Oh,
alive.
I thought she retired. I thought she got out.
Huh.
I thought she
Where?
got.
I
I
thought
thought
she-
she
thought she got
escaped.
No, she's on contract. She's doing it in perpetuity until she dies.
Oh, like the Bob Barker treatment. I get you.
Yeah. She got neutered.
where are you going to go?
Northern Rekia for a start.
How long?
Man, I really wish.
It'll take me a few days to get there.
If you, man, I really want to go with you.
She's like, but you know, all in all, I don't know. The best I can do is just get out there and make my way, and I have a few friends out there that could help me, and you know, definitely have a history out there.
So, you think Conjuration is there right now?
No, I think it's the evocation stone. It was always the evocation. That region had always seen an influx and power surge of elemental forces. Reiki, that strip of northern Reiki and the southern tips of the tundra that extend the endless tundra.
Do you think
Those two things in confluence with each other, people would see rising tornadoes of flame and turbulent seas. There's not really a lot of good trade routes out there on the seas. You usually have to go the long way around if you want to go to Lenistad.
So you think it's in the water there?
Yeah, I always did. It was sort of it's what all the research points to.
If it gets dangerous, if you're able to nail it down, but it looks dangerous, come back and we'll head out there next. I know some people. There's a lot of monster activity there.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
My friends can help me that. So, good.
All right.
I don't mean to imply you don't have friends, but who are your friends?
Oh, well, they're just some mercenaries that helped me the last time I was out there.
Was it the hunters?
Do you have
yeah.
their names?
Oh, I know these guys. I keep trying to get you to go up there because I think you would like meeting them too. They like Valinor, so there's a whole connection going on.
Yeah, pretty much. They're you know, they're a group of people. They kind of exist everywhere. They're just small mercenary bands, part of a larger force. But
I'm actually very interested in that as well.
I'll be fine. You don't have to worry.
We're warriors by nature, but
Oh, I always
Thank
thought it was
you.
warriors.
both.
Oh.
Thank you.
That's why they're homophones.
When are you leaving?
No.
Not leaving, but coming back? When are you going to do the whole thing? When do you go to do it?
Give me an itinerary.
I'm gonna. Oh, well, tomorrow morning I was gonna head out. Just figured it was prudent to get out there. And I spent the past couple of days trying to figure it out. And sort of mapped it out and where else I might be able to check. So,
Do you have to leave that soon?
well, I mean, yeah. I guess I could wait, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna make that big of a difference. If I stay, then
Well,
that's days that I could have been on the road. It's still gonna take some time to walk there, or to get there, rather. Are we fighting?
I don't think it'll be. I have to do something now. Excuse me. I would like to try to go find 2 stones, if possible,
Mm-hmm.
so that she could have a sending stone.
It's easy enough. And as you bring it back, you realize you have to ask her to make the sending stones.
I was gonna ask Kalenth.
Oh, okay, yeah. I guess you could ask him too. Either one.
Well, there's no shade to Yvonne, but I thought maybe Kalenth could do it faster, because last time it took a really long time to do it, so I was hoping maybe he could do it faster. That's why I was asking if she had to leave immediately.
Right. So you take the stones to Clem and he says, "Oh, hello."
I'm not hungry.
These are not for you. They are for you, but I want to keep one, and I want to give one to Yvonne, in case she needs help. I don't want her to go, but she's going to go, so she needs something to get a hold of us.
Oh, you mean... Oh. Well, is it urgent?
Yes. Tomorrow. I need them by tomorrow.
Sure.
I could use the transmutation. Oh, okay.
And you just see how he kind of pockets the stones. You'll receive them tomorrow.
Thank you. Don't tell anybody. Especially Yvonne. It's my present to her.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
She never made any of the stones
I go
she gave
back.
me magical.
They were imbued with my love.
Also, thinking about it, we technically don't have to give her these ones. We can give her the ones we have now, and then just have them make it by the time that we leave.
Too late now.
No,
I
that's not the
didn't think
question.
that far in
That wasn't the
advance.
request.
This is more fun.
I didn't think about that. I forgot. Yep.
Is there anything else that
Now
wants
she'll
to
have-
be discussed? Okay.
Before we get going,
I come back to the table.
well, I guess yeah. Is there any more Yvonne stuff first?
I mean, she doesn't have much else to say. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
She's
Oh.
kind of just, she wanted to take this time to get to this point of what she was trying to say. The rest of the night would be you guys enjoying each other's company and sort of like...
So in that case, what I want to do is I want to show Hellpike how the door and stuff works, and basically just tell him like, like,
You waited until the 5th day?
well, because he was doing all the forging and stuff, and I realized like we've never really like shown him like how all this stuff works,
Right.
and I just want to be a thing of like you can stay here as long as you need to. This is all the stuff you have at your disposal. If you need to go here, do this. You need to go here, do this. This mirror will let you talk to anybody you need to. we're gonna be gone for a bit. But if there's anything you need to get, depending on how the situation is, you might not want to go back to Ulankar for a bit. So here's how you can still get materials and stuff if you need them.
Alright. I ain't worried.
Alright, good.
They're not gonna try anything yet.
Good.
Whatever they'll try, it's gonna be lukewarm. Good to know.
Yeah.
He kind of like walks off.
Cool. Thanks for the dump. Just walks.
Next day. By this time, like evening of the 6th day, the Everheart is kind of closing in on your position. And standing at the foot of at the bow of the ship, kind of hanging off of one of the actual lines to the mast, is Amelia.
Have
Captain
I gotten my
Farroway.
armor before this?
We get the armor tomorrow, I believe.
I would say checking in with Moral, it's not there yet. Not on the 6th
Oh,
day.
okay.
Yeah.
I got the math wrong then. Okay.
Yeah, we're expecting the armor and the pick to be done tomorrow.
It's all good. I think I should have just said 4, but I was trying to be cute.
I assumed it was the earlier, so I think that was my problem. Yes, that's okay.
So Amelia is sort of like hanging off the front, and she signals out towards the lot of you, and the ship comes close to the house, and you see her just kind of like eye up the entire thing.
Oh yeah, I guess she doesn't know about the house, huh?
She says,
It's a ship right now.
That's fair.
"Yeah, I mean, you guys told me it was an interesting ship, but wow."
It's one of those models. It's more for that's more for show than
It's a display model.
it's a display. It's a display. Yeah.
She's like, "Well, are you sure you guys don't want to use this?"
Looking for something a little more subtle.
Yeah.
You're
Trying to
an idiot,
get
Miles.
it. We're looking for something a little more subtle.
Oh, you guys called us?
Well, subtle in the that's a
Relative.
ship way.
Relative.
And she's like, "No, I'm just fucking."
All right.
Well, she kind of like sits down on the mat. She's, well, hey, I mean, whenever you guys are ready, we can.
We might need to give it a day. We're waiting on something.
Last minute supplies.
Yeah. Do you have a supply run or something you need to do here? Or?
Nah, we already hit that on the way over here.
Well, do you want to just have a party? I don't know. Play.
Here's the thing.
Play
I didn't
cards?
laugh at it first. Chris laughed at it first.
I don't know what she's laughing at.
Never mind.
Party? A
party?
I mean, look, we're always good. We're always down for a good time, but it's kind of up to your guys'. You guys said you guys needed to get in. What's your deal here? We we're happy to help wherever we can.
Well, we still got some people that aren't too happy to see us, so we're, this kind of draws attention.
I get that part. Okay, let's just have dinner. And through the confluence of the conversation, she's kind of like caught up to speed. That's what I'm trying to say. Is that
Okay.
she doesn't know what you guys asked her to meet her here, and you didn't like. There's not like a lot of things that you guys planned out in the original conversation because that was what you guys were kind of taking a few days to do.
So, as you guys kind of get to the end of the idea, she's like, well, I mean, yeah, getting you guys in is going to be relatively easy. I mean, if you guys are saying the queen is someone of... is the person who's most, like... Getting out of Terra the first time was one thing. How are you guys... Do you guys have an idea about how you're going to get in to her estate?
Well, we're
Because we can get you into the city. And then Kalent kind of chimes in. He's like, I will have that sort of taken care of.
You love to hear it.
my man.
The idea being, I am a slight more important than the rest of them.
Yeah, you know, it's not like I didn't know, but it still hurts.
Well, all right. So, what is it you guys... You just need us to fly you in?
We just need a way in. Do we want to go into Taro proper, or do we want to go into somewhere else and then make our way to Taro?
Well, I'll tell you right now. Your better bet is just to fly in with us. We might be able to... You'd have a hard time smuggling your guys' selves into Taro outside of our ship.
That's a good point. Man, the Everheart seems like a better option the more we learn, honestly.
She's like, well, it's just... The city is sort of in a weird state.
Are they on a lockdown?
No, not that distinct. There's just a lot of commotion. Last I heard, anyway. Something's going on, some preparedness or whatever. They've been sending out some people towards... remember where we stopped off last time? They've been sending out people out there. Not certain what about, but more and more...
The Artificer?
more and more sky ships are headed that way, and I don't know. There's just a lot more activity these days.
That's towards Grania, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's at least northward, but
Dita, yeah?
Dita, yeah.
Dita? They're
That's
heading
the
out to Dita?
That's the Artificer City.
Hmm.
And she's like, well, I mean, I don't know. I just mean to say that you guys are picking a interesting time to head back, really active time. So, my point is, the sky channels, while heavier use, are having a much, much lower security. They are taking in shipments every hour and exporting shipments in the same sort of fashion. They're not really looking too close what comes in and out. We've actually been able to smuggle quite a bit.
Hey, if there's any more stuff you want to smuggle, we've got 32 bags of contraband. You got 32 bags of heroin. If you want. Yeah, no.
That's not our show, everyone. We do not endorse the drug trade.
Drug running?
Yeah.
That way, yeah, it's only one of the first 10 episodes. Is the episode called "The Drug Runners"?
Right, but you guys didn't know what the drugs really were. He was like, "No, it's for medicine." And you
Yeah,
guys...
we didn't know what the drugs really were. We still delivered them.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. It ended up being okay.
Yeah.
But now you guys do know what they are, and now you'll... Anyway, so she says, you guys will have a better chance because of that.
All right, well,
Makes sense.
That's good.
I mean, but once you're in the city, you're in the city. I mean...
Yeah, we'll have to figure out how to get out.
I don't mean to say much, but if you're gonna do what I think you're doing... We like you? I don't know if I like you that much.
Yeah, you don't have to get us out.
Yeah, you get us in, we'll make our own way out.
Well, I mean, if it comes down to it, if we're your only option, all we're asking is for a good payday. Okay?
Yeah.
That's more of what I was implying. Ark from the other side of the table says, do not expect much. You're like, oh no, now he knows. Shit.
we really oughta.
Do we throughout dinner have we discussed like a general payment for smuggling us into the city?
Yeah, I'd say you guys. Yeah, there's some degree of like, you know, the part of it is they're happy to help you guys because they know who you are and you guys have already been okayed by the church before that.
Mhm.
That was a favor to the church. This time they're like, yeah, we're gonna need a little bit of incentive, mainly because not incentive like they don't like you. It's more just like, hey, you know, this is a risk, so
Yeah,
the best
100%.
we can. She says the best we can hope for is that everything goes smoothly. So with that in mind, the dangers of you guys being aboard, if we plan it right, we might even be able to just get you into the. Well, here's the point: if you guys secure yourselves and we sneak you in, we smuggle you in, no problem. Great. If they catch you, what do you think they'll do?
Well, it's not going to be great for us or you.
I don't worry about us. I know exactly what we'll say.
Probably be arrested and taken to the Queen. What do you think, Clint?
Kind of corroborates. He's like, well, you are enemies of the state, one fashion or another.
When you
I'd
say
have to assume you are persons of interest. They'd either kill you on the spot or they'd bring you to her.
Well, we've got some tools at our disposal to help with that, at least.
Well, that's kind of what I mean, is that if you guys do get caught, sure, it seems to solve one of your issues.
Yeah.
Maybe not an applicable situation. Something to be aware of. Walking through the streets, you guys will probably be alright. Not too many guards walking around currently. Most of them are tied up.
I'm confused what the question you're asking is. What'll happen is if we get caught?
Oh, it was rhetorical. I just mean to say, if you guys were caught and brought to the Queen, doesn't that solve your problem?
Yeah, in
Little
a
column A,
sense.
little column B.
Well,
It solves one problem, introduces another. But if we can come up with a way to solve that, then
look, our goal here is to make sure that you arrive unseen, right? That's what you're paying us for.
yeah.
$3,000, by the way. 3,000 gold, we can get you in, no problem. There's 5 of you. She points to Clem. Plus, you probably want us to smuggle in that giant monstrosity you got, indicating towards Pangolin.
Oh, and also Panther.
All right, well then that too.
Well, it's a good thing we can all be invisible.
Well, sure. We'll have to get past their sentries, which will be. We have some methods around it. The Everheart has a few compartments that line in a specific way, lined with lead and the like. Helps us keep numbers down.
We can also open an extra dimensional space that we can hide in. That
There
we
you
can
go.
we can hide in.
It's already still going to take us a few days to get there, so
Yeah, we have time to work that out.
Nameless.
Oh, well, I was going to use it as an escape plan to get out of there. But I can also take us to any plant that we've seen before. And I meant to bring this up earlier, but we can technically use the ring to see what is happening in the castle now. And we could look there, and I could take us immediately to there, if there's a plant I've seen before.
And so as Captain Fairway hears that, she's like,
So you guys potentially don't even need us to do anything.
No, that was an exit plan. I would like to use that spell, not... Right, I'd like to have that spell, not for this.
Oh.
But if we need it, I can have it on the ready.
That'd be one hell of an element of surprise.
she's satisfied with it. She just it just was a funny like.
Assuming that there's no war.
But I also did meant to bring that up during the break,
Right.
and I forgot.
Yeah,
Sorry.
now that I think about
Okay.
it, we could have just teleported all the way over there whenever we wanted.
I totally forgot to bring it up. I thought about it, and then I got excited by my water.
Hey, no, it's all good.
So
No.
we're here.
Hey, you guys have a couple. It's you know what the thing is about it. It is better as an escape route than an
Yeah.
entry.
There-
Yeah,
it's-
100%.
It's very possible, especially in the castle, she's got some kind of wards up that would stop us from being able to just teleport in there. Or would do something to us if we did.
Yeah, and I just also rather have a higher level spell ready for something else than to use that. So that was why I was like, nah, it'll be fine.
Right.
also
Exactly. Like it's a better get out of jail than it is a get into jail.
Gotta love that get into jail free card.
Listen, sometimes you just want to sit down and not have to do anything for a day.
Free meals?
Yeah.
A gym?
A library?
Yeah.
Free shanks? It's awesome.
They're build your own though. Build the
Build
shank
your own
workshop.
shiv. Yeah. Build your own shiv.
Well,
you definitely get judged if you don't put the right stuffing into your shiv.
into your shank, yeah. Okay. Does anyone have? This is out of character. Does anyone know how much we have in the bank account that we have access to in London, in Sestead?
Yes. Give me
Still-
2 seconds.
Still a good amount. I thought you were taking that into account when you were, but if you're not even taking that into account, we might actually still
I
have
did
for
too.
Ark.
I thought that's where you took it from.
No.
He's just
I'm still on the money that I got from the
Got it.
from the
So
deck of many
wait.
things.
Okay, wait. So give me a second because I did the math. You said it was 8. Okay, wait. Plus 8, 7. So we have 13,050 gold pieces in our joint.
Do you want-
In
just-
the bank.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to just pay off Ark and also have him come back with us?
But that would use up all of Liam's funds and most of yours.
Yeah, we need to do Ark and this job. I need 8,000 more than I currently have, and that puts me at near empty.
So
So,
we have
I mean 588. So I'm not counting the hundred. I'm counting even thousands. If we got 8,000, gave it to me, I paid them both off. I have 588 gold in my.
and we'd have 5,000 left in the bank, and then whatever gold we are currently carrying on us, which is not much for most of us. I mean, and you're constantly getting passive income, so that's something.
It's gonna be, yeah. It'll probably be a little bit before I can go pick up another payment,
Yeah.
but I have.
Captain
passive
Fairway
income.
just sort of says, "Look, sounds like you guys still have another day before you need anything else. You let us know.
Sure.
We're here to help you out. We'll get you in. From there, sad to say, you'll be on your own."
Even getting us in there is already more than we could have. It's appreciated.
All right. She leaves, heads back to her ship.
Well. Man, I didn't even think
Can
about,
I
like...
go?
Yeah, go.
Can I go check on the sending stones?
Kenlenth, as you walk in, he says, "Oh, puts it on the desk. The 2 stones.
Thank you.
Bit of a rush job, but there they are.
If anyone can do it, it is you. I'll see you later.
Oh, sure.
The rare nameless compliment.
And I go to Ivan.
She's kind of like she's got her pack and she's got everything that she's getting ready, and it's just like, okay. She like sees the stones in your hand.
Oh. I have a present for you.
Thank you.
You only get one of them. One of them is for me.
Okay, that makes sense.
They're sending stones.
I recognize it.
I don't want you to go, but I also will not stop you. So now I can talk to you whenever I need. But you also can let us know if you need help. Well, you can let me know. This is from me.
It's I want to, and I'm grateful that you would give me this one. It's not going to be a rough trip. It's going to be fine. We're going to be fine, and it's all going to be good. Okay?
I'm not very good at reading people, but I know when you get flustered.
That's not scary, but it's the only other thing to do right now.
I don't say things often about when people matter, and I'm trying to be better about that. And when we first met you, you could barely look at strangers, let alone really stand on your own feet very well. Not literally. Well, actually, also literally. You did knock over a thing.
Okay.
Anyways.
Well, that's just
I know I'm bringing up the past. I'm sorry.
low blood sugar.
But I'm just proud of you is all. I'm on a roll tonight. I'm really telling a lot of people good things.
And you used to be a person who couldn't say anything nice.
I know.
So,
I still do that.
but you've always been a person who says the truth. It's what makes all of this easier, and it's what I want to do.
And I know you're going to try to do it.
Thank you.
And I hope I will see you at a later date.
Me too. Don't die with the...
But if not, we can...
Right, we can just talk. Don't die at the Queen.
Well, don't die when you leave the house.
I'll try.
It's been a while. I have an excellent memory for geography, so if you'd help.
Okay.
That was a joke.
Go!
Okay.
Alright, bye!
I don't want to hug you, but
no,
bye.
don't. The hugs are weird.
Yes. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
I leave.
she,
But I go into the other room. Bye.
she like walks into the walks out the door. She's
we walk awkwardly in the same direction.
She
yeah.
finally gets out the door and then closes it. And as you do the bye, she's like, "Yep, it works. Bye."
Oh my god.
I like how elves in this world are just like awkward and all fake.
Not all of them. Shit.
Yeah,
It's
Nerith,
like
Nerith is
two of them.
Yeah, Nerith is sexy as fuck.
3.
And Moral is arrogant.
Who's the third
Moral-
awkward elf?
Moral's not
Quill.
awkward.
Quill.
Yeah, I guess, but Quill's just more off-putting than awkward.
He's more
I
of a
gu-
misanthrope.
I
than
guess
he is.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Nita Terrioni, though, was.
She's
Although it's a gnome,
she's
isn't
a gnome.
she?
She was a gnome.
She's a gnome.
Yeah.
But like Kalen, Moral,
Most of the other elves are like, "Hello, how's it
Basically-
going?" And you're like, "Ha da da that." Bebop, rock steady.
oh my god, Cowboy Bebop and Rocksteady.
Cowboy Bebop and Ninja Rocksteady? No, that's not a thing. I was trying to do like Cowboys and Viking Rocksteady, because you could do Cowboy Bebop and Viking Rocksteady.
It's not really Cowboys versus Vikings though.
Well, unless it's football.
Oh, you're doing football too.
I wasn't necessarily doing football, just in that moment when it made sense to say it after the thing you said. But with that conversation between Nameless and Yvonne, we end our session tonight. Thank you very much for being here. And when we open up next week, we might be playing in person. Yeah! We might. Who knows? We might have one more recorded episode, but either way, by the
We're
time
close.
we get to Tarot, no matter what, Sally will be
Cat
right there.
It's right, we're done. It's time.
Oh,
it's okay for you. Oh,
God.
she's going for the chip bag.
Yeah, of course she is, because that's her.
She wants that
that's her
bag.
natural enemy.
You tell me a cat got that bag?
What are you trying to say something, Chelsea?
Oh, I just thought more people were gonna say goodbye to her, so I didn't think it was gonna be the end. I apologize if that was the
I don't
end
think
of the
so.
session.
No,
Well,
that's
that's
fine.
very, that was the
I
best thing. it
figure
could have
her
possibly
mission's
been.
probably not more dangerous than ours, so we'll probably see her relatively soon.
I'm gonna play some
It's
nice.
definitely not
Just by
more
herself.
dangerous.
I'm gonna play some nice. I mean, if she's with the hunter, she'll be fine.
But with that, thank you for coming to our session tonight. I know it was probably a little weird, or like a little. There's like a little like off kilter at moments, but that's kind of my favorite part of this one. It was
Next time, me and Salali will have a proper fight. None of this training bullshit. All right.
yeah.
That-
And then I gotta
Royale.
fight Nameless. I'm
You're working your way around the table. Is that what you were about to say?
trying.
You've
Come on,
jousted.
you know
and
you want to train with.
genuinely
You
fought
know
for
Nameless
it.
wants to train with Liam. Come on.
I wanna-
You know,
I-
Nameless wants a battle
Off
royale.
camera, I
She
have
has
an
never-
idea.
She has never stopped saying battle royale since day one.
Off camera, I have an idea of what I want to do, and I will pitch
Uh-huh.
it.
All right.
Get ready.
Bye, y'all.
Remember how
Subscribe to
I
our
beat
Patreon for that
Bye.
combo.
Are you trying to brag right now? Get it out.
I wasn't bragging. I was just wondering if anybody else remembers that time that I beat the shit out of Liam.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's not
Listen,
a brag.
we didn't get to finish
night,
It's not
that
a
fight.
brag. I'm sorry.
You lost half of your HP in one attack.
So? Try and get the other half.
All
Come
he
on,
had to
let's
do
go.
was I bite you.
Rematch.
you
He
for
tried. He
watching.
tried to use his eye and it
Thank you,
failed.
guys. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Bye.